Last time on Standard Aerei, the Dragon Mycen had a change of heart and came back to release you all from the cell. He also wanted to have a heart-to-heart discussion with you about some very serious problems that he's been noticing around Aerei. And all of you came to an interesting conclusion that in some ways you were linked to these problems. Additionally, Tia ran into an old friend and found out a lot of really important stuff about what also might be going on in Aerei and possibly in her kingdom. And where we're going to pick up is you're still sitting in UNT at this lovely table. Hank has excused himself to the bathroom, conveniently because he did not want to answer a question that Mycen directed at him. And Mycen has looked at all of you, folded his hands, and said that he believed you all to be chosen. And that's where we're going to pick it up.
How do I fit?
How do you fit? That's a good question. Well, you did see the animals in the ship, so that's for sure a thing. Seems like you were called to see that, right?
A lot of people saw the ship.
Oh, really?
The ship that we were on, everybody passed by it at least, and then me, Hank, and Captain Cool all saw the animals on the ship that was wrecked.
Well, I don't know. Have you noticed anything else that was strange lately?
No, not that I'm aware of.
Okay. Give me a deception check.
16?
Well, he crit.
Oh.
Do you also have to go to the bathroom now?
The Pokeball said, fuck you. While I appreciate you maybe trying to be demure, I don't appreciate liars. So if we could be upfront with each other.
Okay, I'll be upfront with you. I heard a voice that said don't trust him. I don't know if you're the person I'm not supposed to trust or if it's somebody else.
You heard a voice? When did you hear a voice? How? Sorry, I have many questions.
A few nights ago while I was meditating.
Shift will get really interested all of a sudden and just like turn to Tia and like, so what did the voice sound like? Was it male or female?
Female?
Very soothing, very comforting.
They told me not to trust him. That's not very soothing or comforting.
It sounded like an older lady to you.
It kind of sounded like an old lady, but,
As soon as Tia says old, Shift thinks back to the voice that he heard when he first immediately got the curse placed on him, and he realized that the comforting voice that he heard after he's been trying to escape the curse for a little while, he realizes it's not the same voice, so he drops it, and he's just like, oh, my mistake. A case of mistaken identity. I get that a lot.
I still don't understand how you got comforting from don't trust him.
Oh, well, I mean, there's a difference between the words that come out of your mouth and the way that you say them. It's not what you say. It's how you say it.
Either way, that's still very discomforting. Wasn't trying to be deceitful, I just don't know who I'm not supposed to trust.
That's fair. I apologize for being so abrupt, but in this situation, I also don't know who to trust.
Well, you know how you formed trust. You communicate. You answer questions. And I actually
communicate. You don't try to steal things from my cave. All of these things.
To be fair, I was unaware of the situation. Obviously, you know now my situation now, and I poofed in the middle of the. I don't know. I apologize, but that had nothing to do with me. I do have a question for you, though. You mentioned earlier a specific name, the Baba Yaga, and I know who that is.
Yes, that's the magic that I can feel off of you.
Yes. Do you know anything else about? Because I actually happen to know what you're talking about, but I don't know where. And where is just always seems to be my problem. Is where.
You don't know where Baba Yaga is?
Yes. Do you?
Well, she's known to be in the Feywild.
Fuck. As soon as he says that, like, you just, again, like, this, like, Shift's skin just immediately flushes red and then goes back to green as he lets out a heavy sigh and just leans, like, sits back in his chair.
I assume, her curse may have something to do with the fact that you are in the wrong plane.
That and the fact that I can't ever go back to the Feywild. Yes, that is.
That's interesting. That sounds like a problem.
Yeah!
To your father, who's a shoemaker, right?
Yes, my shoemaker.
Because Arj's sitting
father.
over there going, "What?"
He's the son of a shoemaker, I guess, from what I understand.
Apparently, the son of a shoemaker who came from the Feywild.
Feywild and Company, which is the name of the manufacturer of shoes that my father owns. Let's move on.
I got trapped in a board game. Sorry, I just saw the Jumanji reference.
Oh my god, it's so perfect. My brain was like, why is he saying that?
I remember.
As we're changing subjects, Apollo would sort of speak up and say, actually, I mean, I know I said about the unsealed goddess thing, but she did end up leading me to Arger.
Really?
I don't know if that's relevant.
That sounds pretty relevant. It sounds like, well, I don't know, she perhaps wanted you to be together for some reason. Again, I feel as though I may have run into a group of people chosen by gods. I have not been able to identify what all of them might be, or if all of them are good, but that is how it feels to me.
Well, actually, do you happen to know anything about Trishina?
No, unfortunately, I'm not familiar with that goddess. He got a 3.
Oh, so sad. He was looking to learn about his goddess because he knows nothing.
But if she was in the ocean, I assume Deep Seychelles would have a lot to do with her. Hopefully he didn't seal her.
Oh, I hadn't considered that.
So, Arger, hearing all this business about the shoes and such, just looks really puzzled, and he goes, Shift? So, what's a Feywild?
So Shift will kind of look at Archer for a moment, and then he will look at Sapala, and then he will look at Tia, and then he'll look back at Archer, and then just let out a bit of a sigh and just be like, well, I apologize, friend, but I've been lying to you. I'm not the son of a shoemaker. I am the son of Eladrin royalty, and I have been cursed with a particular curse that restricts me from going back home. And I've been hopping from dimension to plane, a man out of time, if you would, kind of like yourself. So, again, I deeply apologize for lying to you, but it seemed like when this initially came up, you were a bit out of sorts with your own situation, and I didn't want to add to the distress.
I can see why you, lied to me. Not a fan of that, but I was in a tough spot. So, someone cursed you and you can't go home.
That is the long and short of it, yes.
How do we get rid of the curse?
Oh, if only I knew, my friend. It has been quite a while.
Do we need to kill anybody? 'Cause I'll help you do that. I mean...
You know what, sir? I appreciate the forwardness. If I find the person who's done this to me, rest assured, their life will not be very much longer.
So, I don't know magic real well, but if someone causes a problem, especially a really bad one like, banning you from your home, the first thing you do is find out who did it, and then you find out how to fix it, and if they can't fix it, it might not make you real happy right away, but they'll never bother anyone again if you kill them. So, I'll help you kill them. That's what I know how to do.
Well, if it was Baba Yaga, that's a tough undertaking. Many have tried, and many have failed.
Many aren't me.
Oh, man. It's like, Arger just flexed.
Right? Myson just takes that in and nods, like, okay.
So, Mr. Shift, are you saying you're some kind of prince?
Yes. My parents were... Let's put it this way. I am an ex-prince. Because my parents are ex-royalty. So, they had a bit of a falling out.
Tia, can you believe that he's a prince?
I know, weird, right? And she kind of scratches the back of her head.
I lean into really all three of them and just go, and what's a prince? And how do you become a not prince? What What is royalty?
Do you understand what a leader is?
Yeah, Hank.
Great. Do you understand what a leader for an entire kingdom would be, an entire group of people?
I don't know what a kingdom is, but I know we have tribes and we had groups.
Okay, so who was the leader of your tribe?
The leader of my tribe, his name was Sturk.
Right, and his children, they would have been important?
If they were strong enough.
That's essentially what he is. He is essentially the child of the tribe leader.
So who did you have to fight to keep your spot?
I don't think he did keep his spot.
Oh, you lost.
In a sense, yeah. It wasn't physical. I lost a fair amount, actually.
So we just have to overthrow the leader and get you back.
Oh, well, I mean, I appreciate how he just does seem to approach everything so simply. It's
just very direct, isn't he?
It?
He's just, just no,
it's refreshing. It's like speaking to a small child. I like it.
He's very solution focused. He really is. He means really well. He does.
Myson says that, and he has zero sarcasm when he says that. He apparently
Really?
He apparently enjoys children, and because you remind him of children, he does not hate you.
Oh, I love it. Myson and I are bros. I love it.
And I feel like at this point, he looks around the table and he's like, "My friend's been in the bathroom for a while.
You had to poop.
The chamber pot is very difficult to get used to.
Should I go make sure he's not running away?"
Oh, no. I don't think that's necessary. I'm sorry, Tia, which direction was the bathroom in?
And I point to where the bathrooms are.
And Shift will disappear from the table.
Oh, you're face stepping.
I'm face stepping in the direction of the bathroom.
Go ahead and roll me your changey dice.
Here we go.
You face step, right? You feel yourself pulled. And you find yourself in a cage. You're looking around, you hear the squeaking of a wheel, you look behind you, and there are two large white mice. One with a really big head for some reason, and another one with like a red nose, and he's running in the wheel, and he keeps making the sound like, "Nerf!" And the other one appears to be actually talking, you can understand, and he says, "We're doing the same thing we do every night. Try to take over the world!" And then you jump into... and you find yourself in the bathroom.
When Shift reappears in the bathroom, after congregating with Middle Finger and the Mind, he...
Middle finger, and the mind.
Legally distinct.
Snarf.
He reappears with red skin, red hair, and red eyes.
Great. Is Hank in the bathroom?
Is there a window in the bathroom?
There is. It's very small and round.
Hank's on the opposite side of the window. But probably not very far. Like, he seems like he's trying to decide, like, all right, well, we just go north then. We go to Stas. Yep, that's it. We're just...
I feel like Aerei is, like, perched in the window because it's, like, open.
Yeah. Like,
and arguing with him from there.
There's clearly an argument going on of, like, we just go. We just get on another boat. Maybe Captain Cool has another boat. Maybe we find another people's boat.
She fluffs up and makes, like, this noise and flutters at you.
A lot of people have boats!
Does Shift hear this?
Yeah. He sees Aerei perched in the window. He can hear Hank from outside.
I'm just gonna peek my head out of the window and just like, or maybe you stay.
Aerei is startled by you and makes like that. Have you ever heard when morning glory doves are scared and they go?
Yeah.
She makes that noise and lands on Hank's head with claws dug in, like. Chit!
I'm just weighing out my options.
Yeah, you don't have any. Get back in the bathroom.
But this is such a weird way to get back in the bathroom.
I mean, it was a weird way to get out, but you didn't think about that before you left, did you? Now get the fuck back in here.
Terminator Shift.
I love angry Shift.
Oh my god.
Hank begrudgingly gets back in the window. Is like, yeah, I'm getting back in the window because I want to be back in the window. I just do my best thinking outside. You know, it's hard to think when there's urinal cakes.
Is that a thing? Is there urinal cakes in this bathroom?
Yeah, why the fuck not? I don't care. It's a multi-gender bathroom, but there's definitely some urinals with cakes.
It's more efficient.
What kind of lighting do they have in the bathroom? Is it candlelight? Is it...
No, they have electric lighting.
Oh, there's electric lighting?
There's electric lighting in this town.
Technology
yes.
is a thing.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah, not all towns have it, but this town does have it.
So there's no open flame in the bathroom?
No.
Okay, never mind.
Oh, shucks.
You seem happy.
But as Hank enters the bathroom again, Shifts to go up to him and like, look, there's already been way too much miscommunication as is, alright? Let's just get this over with. We know what the next steps are. We're gonna talk to Gonathan, we're gonna shake him down, and we're gonna move up the ladder of assholes, as you so eloquently put it earlier, alright?
Alright.
Alright, fine, let's get back out there.
You take lead. Kind of gives you like a clasp on the shoulder.
No, you first. I insist.
Oh shit!
Here we go.
I'm going first because I want to go first.
Ari kind of like makes herself small and hides like in Hank's like hood, like.
Just imagine, like, from the other perspective of, like, the table, they're like, huh, he's red this time. Maybe that means he's in love.
And Myson, being the way that he is, goes, no.
Is he sunburned?
No.
Oh, maybe he's hot.
Yes. Hot-tempered might be my guess.
Oh, he's mad.
Conceivably.
Oh, this can't be good.
Shift, who made you mad?
Oh, wait, are we back at the table?
Well, they're watching you approach from the bathroom, essentially marching Hank out of the bathroom. You get up to the table, I assume, and then Ardra asks you that.
Everyone and everything, especially people who ask questions. And he's gonna sit down at the table.
Oh, you seem friendly right now. Okay.
Friendly is not something I'm concerned about.
It must be really miserable to be hanging around with someone like that. Anyways. Hank says, unknowing of his own personality.
Myson just folds his hands and looks over his steepled fingers at Hank, like, I see.
Is my steak here yet?
Oh yeah, the food's been there.
Just start like cutting into it.
Tia, what would Tia's favorite breakfast food from home be?
I'm gonna say honey and fly pancakes.
Yeah, I mean, that's literally what's in front of you. You don't know how they got it, but you know Rain definitely made sure to put it in for you.
I am very happy. It makes me better at ease.
So yeah, the game plans to go to find this Gonathan. Yes?
Agreed.
Cool.
Mr. Hank, I think you had to answer a question from Mr. Mason first.
I don't...
We have no time for questions. Let's get out of here.
Yeah, I mean, daylight's burning.
Fair enough. We can talk later, he says pointedly to Hank. Very good. And he puts, like, a bunch of coins down on the table. He essentially shoots back the rest of his very large cup of tea. And he says, well, with that, I bid you farewell. You know how to reach me by messenger bird with the information that I've requested. And if you have need of me, do also send word, and I will lend my hand as best I can.
We'll send word on the bird.
Yes, bird with a word.
Yes, the bird.
Bird. The bird.
A bird.
We all did the same thing.
Sharing our collective brain cell.
We rubbed them together, and it came out with bird. Where's the word?
Oh, good lord. This is great.
Oh, we will.
Okay, and Myson stands up from the table, waves his hand, and you feel the magic disappear. He nods at you, kind of sagely, and then leaves, and he nods at some of the waitresses. You see him pass by the waitress from your table, and he reaches out a hand to her. She puts her hand in his, and you see him kind of cup her hand around something, probably gold, probably tipping her, and then he leaves.
Good steak.
Arjo looks to the bag of gold on the table and goes,
I thought that was for the food.
That is for the food.
What was that? There was also food?
That's a gratuity.
What?
It means a little extra thank you for their work.
Oh, alright.
So flies, huh?
Yeah, I'm a frog.
I didn't want to assume.
Did you want to try?
No.
There's also honey in there.
There's also flies in there.
I'll try.
I hand it by over to Archer.
oh, okay. Arjo grabs it and bites right into it.
Great, give me a constitution save.
Con, 15 altogether.
on the nose what you needed to not vomit.
Sapala will try it. He's tried a bunch of different stuff. Why not?
Awesome. You can also give me a Constitution save.
Sure.
Shift. Shift nods his head
Just
no.
angrily glowering at the pancakes. Angry pancake face.
It's an 11.
You gag and you spit it into a napkin. It is not for you.
Honey is not. I think it was the honey. I'm sorry.
It's not everybody's thing. It's a Riverton specific type of food. I really like it. It reminds me of home.
Aerei comes out from the hood of Hank's cloak, lands next to Tia's plate, and looks up at you and coos.
I go, oh, and I give her just a little bit.
She pecks it and eats it and seems happy.
I also try to give some to Barkley.
Barkley happily takes it. He does not care that it has bugs in it. He does not.
Of course he doesn't.
It. He is a dog. Just nom nom under the table. And so Myson is now gone. The restaurant, some folks kind of give you a wary look, who was those people talking to Myson? Although they know him as Mason, it seems.
What the fuck are you looking at?
That was hostile.
Oh.
Hank probably had his mouth open right before, and then Shift said exactly what he was going to say.
Shift goes, "What the fuck are you looking at?" And basically, the person that was closest to Shift is
a small child.
A baby. Is a baby.
Oh my god.
And the baby is unfazed because I rolled a nat 20 for this reaction to not be intimidated. Yeah! And this baby essentially laughs at him, goes, yeah! And blows a little bubble, the baby bubble at him. You know what I mean?
Is he obviously being accompanied by adults?
Yeah, the baby obviously has two parents that are pretty much just ignoring the baby. The baby's just sitting there doing baby things. You know what I mean? When you're at a restaurant and it's a fairly well-behaved kid, it's just staring at people, making sounds. And the parents are just grateful that it's not jamming things into its nose.
Right.
And they can for 5 minutes just have a goddamn coffee. That's kind of what's happening.
He stands up and then goes to the baby's parents and goes you got yourself a strong one there. You make sure you raise him right.
They just kind of look at you oh, okay.
And Shift will turn back to the table and slam his hand on the table and be all right, are you guys done fucking around? We got something to do.
Yes, sir.
This was on our way out.
We were leaving.
Oh, were you already I thought you were eating food.
The check's paid. We got a doggy bag while you were arguing with that baby.
Hey, that baby's got more spine than you do. Let's get the fuck out of here.
No, I'm bigger than the baby. My spine is bigger than the baby's spine. That baby has a tiny spine. Spine means the same thing, right? It means the back part of your back.
No, you're right.
Yeah. That baby has a tiny spine. There's no
That
way
baby
my spine
would have a considerably smaller spine. I mean, look at it.
What are you talking about?
It's an analogy.
I'm not really sure.
It's an analogy. Stop.
No, it's a baby.
Oh my god.
You're not wrong.
Shift just huffs and leaves the restaurant.
I fucking love it.
So do you all decide are you leaving the town now, or is Tia gonna share her experience?
Doesn't share her experience because we should probably get our wits about us. We should probably stay the night.
Where?
I don't know. I'm sure we could find a place.
Do we pass the Mater D's hostess?
The hostess? Yeah.
If we were to stay the night, not here, obviously, but do you have a recommendation? Any other sightseeing besides stupid gardens?
Yes, there is a tavern here, not too far, and they do have rooms to let.
And that would be where?
The Lobely Inn. It's not too far from here, more towards the center of town.
Cool. Do you know if they have any horses or carriages, any transport that goes from town to town? Because we walked here last time, and we learned a lot of things, but at the same time, I was hoping to expedite that.
Yes, I do believe they rent horses there as well.
Perfect. Fantastic. I looked directly at Arger and was big horses?
All sorts of horses, but I'm not 100% sure. I don't ride myself.
Me neither. That's why I need the horse.
She looks confused by what you said, and she's like,
You get it because it means the... Never mind. I'm going to just...
have a nice stay.
All right. So there's an inn right in Yahweh. And this time, I'm going to get a horse. Like, we could all get a horse or a carriage, but...
What is a horse?
So you see this guy down here, and he kind of gestures at Barkley?
That's a dog.
Yes. Bigger and faster is a horse.
So it's a big dog.
No, it's like a different...
Why don't you just say it?
It's a big dog.
No, it's a different animal. It's similar. It's a mount. You ride it.
Look, I don't care how we get there. Let's just go.
I would need to see a man about a horse shift. You need to hold your horses. I know we're just sitting here horsing around.
And ironically enough, the hostess pipes in and says, "Oh, you've been there then to hold your horses."
Job. Job.
I hate this continent.
That's what they do. They often hold people's horses for them while they stay.
Hank's the glue holding this team together.
I think I finally understand.
Okay, so you go in to hold your horses, and you can see it's a fairly sizable stable. The smell of horse really hits you when you come in. You can also see that there's about 2 carriages parked outside. It looks like there's one person cleaning it. It looks to be a younger human boy, and he's cleaning the carriage, polishing it and whatever. It's pretty looking. And you can hear in the back that there's someone mucking out one of the stalls. You can hear the horses kind of whinnying as you walk in.
Excuse me, I'd like to rent a horse for the morning.
The sound of the mucking out stops, and you see a young human man. He's probably in his 20s. He pokes his head out, and he's dressed kind of nice, but only as nice as you can be for a stable hand. And he wipes his hands off. He puts his rake aside, and he said, "Oh, sure thing. I can definitely help you out with that, friend. You want to rent a carriage? We have 2. We have one wooden one, and we have one steel one. How fancy of a journey are we taking?"
Will the wooden one hold all of us?
"All of you?" And he looks around, and he sees Archer.
He would probably be riding up front, honestly.
Yeah, I suppose. I think it would fit all of you. I think you'd be all right. It's pretty sturdy, built it myself.
Cool, we'll take the wooden one.
All right, for a day and the horses and carriage, that'll be 600 gold.
To rent?
Usually that's to buy. Are you renting?
Yeah, I was told I can get a carriage to ride from here to Aerei Cliff.
Ah, sure. You can rent it for the day. That'll be 250 gold. And you also have a deposit for an additional 50. So about 300 altogether.
What kind of horse shit is this?
I think we're going to have to be walking, guys.
Now, that's not horse shit. It's a carriage. The horse shit is over there if you want to go take a sniff of manure.
No, I think I'm good. Thank you for your time, sir.
You're so welcome. Have a great day. Jerk.
Sapala has, as they're having that conversation, Sapala's already walked up to, the horses in the stalls. He's just standing there, talking to them.
There's, 6 horses in here.
Oh, yeah.
One of them is a Clydesdale, one of them is a pony, and the rest of them are riding horses.
The Clydesdale, then?
Okay. You walk up and you see that the text on his stall says Mo.
Hello, you must be Mo.
Hello.
Hello?
Hello. I am Mo.
Are you a giant dog?
No, I am a horse. Of course.
Wow, you're so tall. Keep in mind, Sapala's about 5'1", so, this Clydesdale is massive.
Yes. I am 16 hands tall.
That's a lot of hands.
Yes.
You don't have hands, though.
No, that is what the people say.
Oh, okay. Huh.
And he kind of nods his head.
As long as they're having their conversation, he'll just keep talking to the horse and just being really nice and friendly to him.
Just in the background, 300 fucking gold for a fucking rental? It's half the price of the fucking carriage for one day to one town over?
Yes. We only have 2.
And hay tastes like that? Is that really any good?
Why would you... The rental... Oh my god. Hank's just it doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense.
It does. I want to make a profit. This is a business, not a charity.
Well, clearly that's going to be a profit. You only have to rent it twice, and then someone might as well have bought it.
Okay, I'll go ask him. Sir, your
Yes.
horse would like a sugar cube. May I give him a sugar cube?
He kind of looks perturbed. He's like, sure. And he reaches into, like, he's got one of those satchels hanging off the side of his pants, and he reaches in and he gives you 2 sugar cubes. He goes, yeah, give those to... Is that for Mo? Mo's got a sweet tooth.
He walks right over and, like, has it, like, in his palm.
Mo gently takes his lips and...
Surprised he didn't charge him 200 gold for that. It's 2 sugar cubes.
Oh!
Yeah, you can leave anytime you want.
No, I'm going to.
Good.
He's just, like, petting Mo at this point. He's just being like, oh, where'd everyone else go?
Yeah, your friends are leaving because one of them's a jerk.
Oh, I'm sorry. Mr. Shift is trying to get used to that, I think.
Oh, I don't think... Mr. Shift. I don't think that was the guy's name. Then again, I didn't get it. I don't... The angry one in the cloak with the bird on his head. I don't care.
Oh, I'm sorry about him.
Me too. Good luck traveling with that. And he wanders off to continue mucking the stalls. So do you guys go over to the inn?
Yeah, I probably would have left, like, mid-conversation, like, this doesn't concern me, and go up to the front desk.
So you walk into the Lobely Inn. And it's nice, it's cozy, it's got kind of like a cottagey sort of feel. But again, like, all of these buildings tend to be very Italian, so it's like you walk in and it's got, like, a very homey, like, warm sort of feel. It's got, like, the walls you can tell are made of, like, stucco, and the floors are all tiles that are very specific. They're like red brick tiles, and they're ordered in a very specific, beautiful way, almost like in a mosaic. And everything's very clean and bright. And behind the desk there is an elvish woman, and she's just kind of like reading a magazine. And as you come in, she goes, "Oh!" and she puts it away, and she goes, "Welcome to the Lobely Inn."
Hi, 2 questions. 1, do you guys happen to have messenger pigeons?
Oh, we do, yes.
Can I get one?
Yes, we can arrange that for you. And she kind of says, was there anything else first, though? I do have to take you up to the aviary if we're going to do that.
Yes, I would also like a room.
Absolutely. And it's just 1 gold a room for a night.
Oh, well then, I've got some buddies, so here's 5 gold for 5 rooms.
Oh, wow. Beautiful. Okay. And she takes the 5 gold. She brings up 5 keys. They all are like, they're like these little silver keys that all seem to have a different flower engraved into them.
These are pretty.
And she's like, they all attach like a suite, so you can talk to each other since you said you're traveling companions.
Oh, that's so nice.
But you can close the door for privacy, and you get a beautiful view of the gardens from up there.
Oh, that's so considerate. I like that. Let me give these to my friends, and then I'll come up for the aviary.
Absolutely, miss.
I go and hand everybody a key, and just tell them, like, this is the key to your room.
Thanks.
Yeah, fine, thanks. Shiv snags the key from her hand and immediately starts walking up towards, like, where the rooms are.
The woman at the desk says, "Welcome, enjoy your stay," as you kind of storm past.
Yeah, fine, great.
He's in a bad mood.
That's okay. I'm used to that.
Hank probably grabs the key and does something very similar. Opposite room from Shift.
Hey, have a great stay.
Yeah, great, fine, thanks. Stupid horses.
I would like to talk to the attendant who seems very friendly.
Oh, hello. Welcome to the Lobely Inn. Are you with the miss here?
I am, yes. And, you seem awfully nice and polite. I'm sorry my friends are a little bit rude.
Oh, that's okay. I'm used to it. Sometimes tourists get very tired when they come to visit our town, and so they get grumpy by the time they need to go to sleep.
That doesn't make it acceptable. I'm sorry for them.
Oh, and miss, you wanted to go up to the aviary to send a bird?
Yes, please.
If you follow me right this way.
And I follow.
And she puts a little sign up on the desk that's like, "Be right back, visiting birds." And and she goes, "Right up this way, in the center." And you look to the right, and there's like a spiral staircase just leading straight up, kind of in the middle of the room, conspicuously. And she's like, "This way." And she leads you up the spiral staircase, and you essentially get to the very top of the hotel. And it's like Harry Potter style, essentially. It has like a little round aviary built into the top of the hotel. And it's got windows around all sides. and you can hear all the birds. There's probably like 8 birds just chilling in here. It seems like maybe the tavern also serves as a post office for this little town. And she says, so it'll just be a silver to send a bird locally, and if it's farther, it is a gold.
It's a little bit farther.
Okay, so that's 1 gold. Where are we going?
We're going to Riverwood.
Ah, then you're gonna want this girl. And she turns, and she pulls an owl out of her perch. You notice that she has very sleek feathers, and she is smaller than most owls. And she says, this girl likes flying across the ocean.
Ooh, you're a good girl. And I give her a little scritchy on the head.
The owl kind of poos at you and tips its head.
And I go, this is to Hugh and Ida Rubbit. And I hand her the letter.
Oh, the king and queen!
Yes, but keep that under wraps, please.
Keep under wraps that you're writing letters to royalty? I mean, I write letters to our lord here all the time, and I assume that you're from Riverdale, so you must have some complaint as a citizen, right?
Riverwood.
Riverwood. I'm sorry. I have never been there myself.
It's okay. I just want to make sure it's known. I don't really want anybody to know that I sent this letter.
I mean, they'll know, but I am a very considerate young woman, I promise. And she ties it to the bird's leg, and she says, okay, Gale, off you go. And the bird just flies off into the slowly dimming night. And she goes, don't worry, she always gets the letters on time.
Thank you.
No problem.
This has been fun, and I go to my room until nightfall.
So I assume everyone then just goes to bed.
I mean, I take it I would have time to do my trance before I go out.
Yeah, you can have your trance.
Hi, Mr. Hank. Sorry I couldn't sleep, so I thought I'd keep you company for a bit. What are you reading? A special thanks to our God-tier patrons, Aaron Gibbs and Daniel Barton. If you want to support Standard Aerei, visit patreon.com/fantasybanjo. That seems like a fun read? Mr. Hank, what's a banjo? Okay, but why is it fantasy? Oh.
So yeah, you trance for a while, and then the time that was described by Rain comes along. Do you go to meet her by the garden?
Absolutely.
Give me a perception check as you approach.
16?
Okay, you see her. She's kind of like in the shadow of the topiary, and she sees you. She has a hood on, but she sees you and kind of approaches you, takes you by the hand, and pulls you into the shadow of the topiary as well, and then pulls you into the actual shrub.
I just let it happen, because this seems like something we would have done in our childhood. It's kind of fun. Like, whoop!
So she pulls you essentially through the wall into the garden, and she's kind of chuckling to herself, like, haha, we snuck in, like, and then she leads you to like a little fountain area. It's very pretty. It's part of the garden you hadn't been to yet, and she kind of plunks onto a seat next to you, and she's like, I'm so happy that you're safe.
I'm happy you're safe too. It's been so long since you messaged me. I literally cried and threw a tantrum when I got your letter.
I'm sorry. I didn't want to make you sad. I just know you needed to know.
No, it's okay. I really missed you. It's been a while.
I missed you. So, about what we're going to do. I don't know what the best thing to do is, but should I go back to Riverwood? I mean, I miss home. And I'm worried that here they might have actually caught on to me today.
I cannot say anything for you. That you kind of have to trust your own heart in that. It seems like whatever gods are out there might have me with this group. I don't think that I can leave them. I think there's something bigger out there
Gods?
than this.
What do you mean gods?
I don't know what gods, but I was talking to the dragon guy, Mason. You know Mason.
Mason, yeah. Why do you keep calling him a dragon? Oh, you told me. Right, he's a dragon. I keep forgetting. Mason has always just been a very kind elf man from the gardens.
I kind of recap what happened at breakfast to her.
And she's like, oh.
Yeah.
So you think that voice you heard might have been a god?
I think it might have been a god. I don't know what god or anything, but I think that there's a reason we're all here together.
So she makes this face that you've never really seen her make. And she used to make a face like when she was thinking intensely that you always thought was kind of goofy, but this is that, but like with a kind of edge, like a scary edge, like she's seen some shit. She's like, that's good to know.
I kind of look at her and go, it's kind of cute that you still do the same thing from childhood.
I don't know what you mean, but I'll take that as, as a compliment. What should we do about Tio? Are your parents even going to believe me if I go back to Riverwood?
I wrote them a letter. I didn't include you or anything. This was a letter I wrote a few days ago when I first got here. I could always send another letter ahead telling them that you're coming with words of warning. I can give you the letter. They would recognize my handwriting.
That's a great idea. Yeah, could you?
I can, but tell me...
Could you write one now? I have paper on me, and she pulls out of her cloak that she's wearing some paper and ink.
Yeah, did you want me to just send you the letter later?
Yeah, just send it to me. We'll just say that you write it now.
I tell her, like, what do you know? You said you were undercover and trying to investigate this. You didn't tell me much detail.
So, there's this group here. I don't know if they're quite right. I don't know if there's some sort of a thieves guild. But they're all pretending that they're just people that work in that tea shop. At least that's what I think. That's what it seems like. So I've been trying to, like, worm my way in there, and they're starting to trust me. And they're starting to ask me to do different jobs. And I might have to take them. Just so that way I get their trust. And once I earn their trust, then maybe I can fix whatever's wrong with Tio. I'm worried that they're gonna send him back to the kingdom like he is and try to be like, I don't know, pulling strings. I don't know what they would want with our town.
So you think that they're brainwashing Tio to send to
home?
How do you know that? Because you said you only saw him briefly.
Yes, but I've heard snips and pieces of different conversations, probably where I shouldn't. You hear things when they think that you're not listening, or when they think that you're lesser than.
Well, what do you think you should do? Because you said you still need to do some things here before you go back home.
I almost want to travel with you. I've missed you so much, and it's so lonely.
I mean, I would love it for you to meet my friends. They're really cool. There's like this big old elephant guy and this guy who changes colors and a weird fish dude.
I saw them at the table. Those were your friends?
Yeah, they're really good people. Well, sometimes they're all angry.
And you think you can trust them even though the voice said
I
don't trust him?
I don't know what the voice was referring to, but I don't think it's my group.
Well, that's good. I mean, I could always just travel with you. Where are you going?
We're going to Aerei Cliffs to talk to Jonathan Gromlin.
Oh, Aerei, that's perfect. There's ships there. I could catch them. I could catch them to Riverwood and then maybe warn your parents about what's coming.
Yeah. My group doesn't know that I'm royalty, so you know.
Oh. Okay, well, I won't say anything if you don't tell them that I'm undercover for a thieves guild.
Yeah, that's fair. I don't know how to introduce you to them naturally.
I mean, we're friends.
But they don't know that.
Well, you can say we grew up together, because, you know, us Ribbitons, we aren't that common, after all.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, we're staying at the inn. You can come meet us in the morning, and I'll let them know that you're coming.
I would love that. And she grabs your hand, she says, I'm so glad that I saw you again.
Yeah, I love you so much. It's been so long.
I love you too.
I give her another really big hug.
She hugs you back.
I think that we would probably sit there with our like little feetsies in the fountain, just kind of.
Oh, it's so sweet.
Sitting there probably the rest of the night.
Feetsies. And she goes, "We should probably go before Mason sees us here."
Yeah, I've already pissed him off once.
Sometimes he catches me here, but he doesn't say anything because I don't hurt the flowers, I think.
I'll meet you in the morning.
Okay, and she gives you a squeeze and she says, "Be safe on your way home."
Will do.
And she essentially like leads you out the same way you came in and you part ways. Next morning rises and you can all smell breakfast. It seems like this tavern also has a very small outdoor garden and breakfast is being served there. It's probably not nearly as good as UNT, but it smells edible enough. And you come down and the lady greets you, says good morning, and essentially directs you to breakfast if that's where you all want to convene.
As Shift passes by the lady at behind the counter, he's gonna be like, morning.
Good morning, sir.
Yeah, good has yet to be determined. And then he'll walk away.
Okay.
Sapala would probably be coming from the stables because he probably would have gone back to meet the other horses and stuff.
Oh,
and talk to Mo and the other horses because he wants to get to know horses.
Sure.
Because they seem cool. They are not big dogs, he's confirmed. So he'd probably come from the stable, so he probably smells a little bit like a stable.
Probably. But the woman sees you and she remembers you from the night before and she says, good morning. Your friends are all gathering to have breakfast in the garden.
I go outside to see if Rain is out there yet.
It doesn't seem like Rain is there yet. It might still be a little early.
Okay. Then I go to the front desk and I tell her, there might be another Rippeton named Yuri coming. Will you just direct her towards us if she comes in?
Neri? Sure thing. I can do that.
Thank you. And I go sit down.
You're welcome.
So sweet.
So the breakfast is pretty simple. Just eggs and bread and ham. Cheese.
I kind of tell the group, hey, just so you know, my friend Miri is coming with us to the Cattery Cliffs and she's going the same way. I ran into her last night. We're childhood friends. Hope you guys don't mind.
Isn't Miri the name from our waitress yesterday?
Yeah. I didn't recognize her at the restaurant, but we ran into each other later on. It was very sweet.
Okay.
Okay.
You didn't recognize your childhood friend.
No, we kind of had other things going on.
And now she's coming with us.
I'm sure she has her reasons, Mr. Shoemaker.
Tia, go ahead and roll me a deception. Shift, you can try and roll an insight if that's what you're trying to do here. Anyone who wants to insight her can do so.
I look to Shift and I go,
So, was the shoe thing a lie?
Yes, the shoe thing was a lie. I'm not the son of a shoemaker. I was doing it because you were freaking out, and I was trying to not make you freak out more.
Well, okay. That's nice. I don't think Red You would have done that.
No, Red Me would have told you straight to your face. Exhibit A.
What do you got, Tia, for your deception?
Okay. I rolled a 12.
What did everyone else get?
I rolled a 15 on insight.
Archer just buys it. He's not even trying.
23.
10.
Hank is just oh, yeah, that should happen sometimes.
Hank's probably just too angry at, you invited someone over and didn't tell anyone about it.
You didn't ask permission to have friends.
Yeah.
No, they could murder you.
Do you even know their last name?
Do we know their parents?
My dad used to ask me that every time. If I had a friend over, he'd be like, do you even know their last name? Anyhowser. So Sapala and Shift both know that does not pass the smell test.
Alright, listen. I'm not a dragon. But I too do not like being lied to. So how about you give me a little bit more information about your friend?
I hate that you know me too well. She has secrets, but they do not affect us.
That's fair.
Maybe not directly. You tell your friend to watch your step.
Can you just do your thing to change into a different color? I don't like red shift.
That is terribly unfortunate for you. And then he'll just turn around and start going to the table and start eating.
Just eating. So as he's like, that's unfortunate for you, that's when Rain, aka Neri, walks in through the back door. She spots you, waves very excitedly, and kind of wanders to the table.
I immediately give her a huge hug.
She hugs you back.
I immediately introduce Shift first. I'm like, this is Shift. Right now he's the color red, which means he's very angry and he does not like you because you're new.
Oh, that's okay. I understand. New things can be scary.
Oh. Now, fear is not anything to do with what you are.
You're right. It doesn't.
I have only one thing to say to you. I'm watching!
Oh, well, then I better make sure that there's something for you to watch. And she kind of snaps her fingers at you and then wanders away.
God, I love you.
While she's wandering away, can I just do a quick Arcana check because I see the snap motions and I'm just immediately like paranoid
You want to see if
about
she's
like
casting a spell?
just to see if there's any magic around her at all that might have been activated or just like any inherent magic that I should be aware of.
Sure, go ahead.
19 in Arcana.
There's definitely something magical about her, but you're not sure what it is.
His eyes were already narrowed and they just narrow even more.
This is Sapala. He's a really sweet guy. I really like him.
Hi, nice to meet you.
Hi, it's nice to meet you. By the way, Mr. Shift is a prince. Don't tell anyone.
Oh, you're traveling with royalty, huh?
Isn't that crazy?
I know, it's weird.
I mean, not as crazy as you think, but yes, it can be pretty crazy.
I've never met royalty before. Miss T, have you ever met royalty before?
You know, I think I have. I met Shift.
Give me a deception roll. Give me a deception. I want it to be a disadvantage because how bad that was, but it's just deception.
I actually did good this time. It's a 17.
Maybe that's a 10. So like he just goes, "You're right. we have met Mr. Shift. I'm meeting so many interesting people."
I love that.
Gossip is very uncouth.
Oh, that's fair. It is uncouth. We shouldn't gossip.
This grumpy one, his name is Hank. I actually kind of find his grumpiness endearing. And he has a bird who's his accountant and his life coach and his lawyer and...
That's enough information.
Evidently that's enough information on Hank.
So she looks at Hank and she smiles and then looks at Aerei and then her smile falters for a second, but then she looks back at Hank and then smiles back and she's like, I see. Accountants, huh?
Yes. And nothing else.
And then lastly, I introduce Arger, and I explain, this is Arger. Arger got lost in an iceberg. He's like a bajillion years old, but he looks pretty good for a bajillion. He's a little weird.
I mean, he has very luscious fur for someone who's quite old. I haven't seen anyone look this good while they're that old, not even in the museum.
What's a museum?
He lacks some knowledge from being stuck in an iceberg.
Oh, it's a place full of usually dead things or preserved things.
Where would you find a museum? Is there a place, there's a town that has one?
I know there's one in Stas, but I haven't been there in a couple years.
He takes a note of that.
Shift. I think I figured something out.
Oh, good.
Do you like being Red Shift?
Do I like being Red Shift?
Yes.
Are you asking me, do I like not having full control over my emotions and my personality and my behavior? Are you asking me, do I like not keeping the same spatial dimension for more than a month at a time?
That seems like it was a little bit more than what you asked. He just asked if you like being red.
Yeah, the point
that
is...
was rather verbose. He had a very simple question, I think.
How far away can you teleport?
I can teleport up to, I don't know, like across the room approximately, 60 feet.
So you can't just like go to Aerei Cliffs and be like Night Shift and meet us there.
Were you guys looking to transport? There's a magic store here and they sell transportation.
Yeah, I think, didn't we try that last night, Hank? How did that go?
We tried to rent a horse and that son of a bitch wanted 300 gold for a rental. For a rental!
Look, well, I mean, it is kind of a tourist trap here, and he definitely jacks up his prices, but the magic shop doesn't need to because they sell enough of those transportations.
What transportation?
They magically transport you in a circle of some kind. I don't know all the details. I'm not very great with magic. They put you into a circle, and it jumps you to wherever you want to go as long as there's a circle there available.
So, hold on. You're saying that there's a circle in Aerei Cliffs?
Yeah, there should be. It's a big port town.
Where would the circle be, by chance?
I'm not sure, but we could ask whoever's at the magic shop.
I'm gonna kill him. I'm gonna... Oh, yes, let's take the circle.
I mean, usually the magic shops are connected, so it could be the magic shop in Aerei Cliffs that has a transportation circle. I'm not sure.
She already knows about Gonathan because I told her.
Yeah, no, I'm just saying, like, it's Gonathan made us walk here and he had a fucking circle. We could have just stepped into it and been here.
I mean, we learned a lot about each other.
That was standing.
I mean, I like getting to know you. I don't know.
I was gonna say, it was nice traveling. I mean, I got to see all that land kelp. I'm sorry, you guys call it grass.
Yeah, but less S's.
I feel like we're best buddies now.
Well, you brought your best buddy.
I brought my childhood best buddy.
You brought your new best stranger friend.
I'm your best buddy.
I mean, Mr. Hank, I mean, if you really want a horse, I mean, I spent some time with some horses this morning. I'm pretty sure I could be a horse if you wanted. You could ride me.
So, Paul, I'm not sure you should be saying those kind of things to other people.
Yeah, there's a... Do you know what a double entendre is?
Is that like 2 horses together?
It sounds like, a joke about mating.
So, I'm a horse. You could ride me.
So she just kind of goes, anyway, let's go to the magic shop and we can get you sorted up with a circle. And she kind of just leads you to the magic shop.
Sapalla's deep in thought as he's following. He goes, and the horse, if you ride the horse.
The magic shop is called Lobbledy Bobbledy Boo.
Before we get to the magic shop, I just want to like kind of put my arm out in front of Hank as everyone else is leaving, and just lean over to him and be like,
He's probably muttering the whole time beforehand, like, there's a circle. I'm gonna take his head, I'm gonna bounce it right off that counter. Just violently gesturing.
I just need your eyes open. You seem to be one of the few in this group that happen to see things beyond what they're presented as. I do not trust her friend, nor do I trust this magic shop. Just keep your eyes open.
Hank just kind of looks at him and goes, fuck her friend.
All right, as long as we're on the same page, and then he'll walk out.
I don't like this, but I like this. This is direct. This is how I speak. Thank you for understanding that. Because I appreciate that. At the same time, fuck you for letting me do the things I want to do, but at the same time, thank you for keeping me in check. But also, fuck you. You know what?
They're like a buddy cop. Angry neighbor.
It all happened with the stare.
I don't...
Your thank you nor your fuck you mean anything to me. And he walks out of the room.
Hank looks satisfied with that interaction.
You go to Lobbledy Bobbledy Boo. Rain leads you there. And you wander inside. And there's a lizard man behind the counter. And he looks at you all and says, "Oh, welcome to Lobbledy Bobbledy Boo. How can I help you?" And Aerei/Raid looks at him and says, "Oh, we needed transportation to Aerei Cliffs." He said, "Oh, yes, no problem. For how many?" And he counts all of you, and he goes, "Yes, that's no problem. That'll be a copper a person."
Hank just looks baffled, like, I could have got here.
Just so you know, though, the original, there was one in a magic shop in Aerei Cliffs, but because a portion of that shop was destroyed, that particular circle was destroyed, so you'll be dropped just outside the town, probably closer to the docks. I hope that's okay.
Hank's still just belligerent, like, no, this is still Jonathan's fault.
He hates him so much.
On the floor, you see him, he just starts drawing a big circle in chalk. And he was like, yes, go into the circle, wait. And he stops Hank, and he goes, I don't know how to say this nicely. You might evaporate in the circle, sir. Are you sure you want to try?
What?
Well, I see you've got, a patron situation happening. But it seems pretty tenuous to my magic eyes here, and, are you sure you want to try and jump, because it may destroy you both?
What?
He's me now.
Yes, you and that bird, that appears to be your link, you will disintegrate. You're very tenuous. This is very strong magic. It could break you. Is that a risk you're willing to take? I'll have to have you sign a liability waiver.
Hank's torn between potentially dying and saving money.
Meanwhile, Sapalla's in the background just going, "No, I still don't get it."
I would like more time with my friend. I'm always down for walking there.
Huh? Oh, we're walking now?
Yeah, otherwise Hank might die and so may his bird.
Oh, we shouldn't do that.
Well, death really isn't what will happen to this person here, because they are not the same. They would just disintegrate, really.
Shut up. Just...
They would turn into elves.
He's like trying to shut this guy's face, like physically, like, but not touching, but just like, you shut up, shut up.
Yes, he would just turn into dust, as it were.
I kind of like you alive, Hank. We can walk. Walking's free.
Do your friends not realize about your condition? Because it's very fragile. You shouldn't be.
Oh, what's his? Wait, what's his condition?
Mr. Hank, are you sick?
There's nothing fragile about this.
Ari, like, next to you just starts cooing, looking kind of sad.
Your friend needs to go outside.
Could Sapala actually, like, do a detect magic? Because he was saying magic eyes or something earlier. That's the only thing he, like, caught. And then it's like, he might be sick. And he's, I don't know, can you do a detect magic? Like, just cast it and see what he sees off Hank?
Sure. Yeah, you can try.
Sure. He'll do it and look at Hank and Ari. I mean, do they give off a magical glow of some kind?
Yeah, Hank and Ari do definitely give off very distinct magical glows, as does Neri, as does the eyeballs of the lizard folk man that's in front of you, as does Schiff.
Probably like a shitload of things in this shop.
Because I can learn the school of magic. That's all I really can learn. So other than that, it's magical.
So yeah, the stuff coming off of Hank and Ari abjuration. The stuff coming off of Neri is transformation.
Transmutation? I mean, is it like an illusion, or is it like a...
It just gives you the school. And the stuff coming off of Shift is essentially enchantment.
Oh, okay.
That makes sense. He was cursed. And...
Right.
I'll assume the lizard eyes are divination.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Anyway, but that's what you see, Sapala, when you turn on your magic eyes.
Huh. That's weird.
What?
Well, I mean, just to start, but I mean, the Mr. Shift is, like, head to toe. Like, usually I'll see, like, an object with the spell, but, like, head to toe is, like, all enchantment, and the same with Mr. Hank, who's basically just abjuration spell along with the bird, his bird on top, Ari. And then your friend Miri is, well, they're, like, all transmutation-y.
What does that mean?
Miri says, it's probably my cloak, and she,
Is it just the cloak that I see?
She takes it off, and it looks like it's just the cloak.
Okay.
Sorry, it's enchanted. It's special.
Oh, that's okay. But, like, the other two are, like, and he, like, points to, like, Hank's feet and then to, like, the top of Ari and goes, all of that is, like, abjuration. Like, I've never seen someone, like, fully enveloped in something.
What does that mean?
It means it's like it's...
It means they're in a pact, probably, says the lizard man.
That's fair. I kind of knew some of that anyways. You sound like you had something to tell us. Miri, do you mind stepping outside for just a minute?
Oh, sure. Me and Lizard Wizard were just going to step outside.
Yes, please.
And he goes, I take offense to that. My name is Marvin. Come on, Marvin, let's go.
But this is my shop!
She forcibly takes him outside with her.
Whoa!
Pretty much.
Hank, did you have something to tell us?
I'm waiting until they get further away from the door!
Mary, like, pouts in the door and then moves further away.
Oh, boy.
Fucking wizards. Alright. Coming clean. Ari is more than my accountant.
Uh-huh.
And life coach.
Ari kind of looks at Hank, like, intelligently watching him.
And Bird. She's special. And she's one of the reasons why I don't really like this whole god business.
What happened?
Is Ari a god?
Well, I mean, technically we were both... I mean, if you put us together, then maybe, but we were both demi.
You're like a demigod?
Was. When Myson was saying the whole, like, ooh, you're chosen by gods, yeah, we were kind of the opposite of that.
Wait. When Mr. Myson said some gods weren't... I guess they lost their godly whatevers... Were you two?
No. Nothing. Fuck it. I'll let her explain. All right. This is gonna hurt. And Hank just kind of prepares himself.
How do you imagine this being? Do you imagine that he takes her off his shoulder and puts her on the ground?
Like that, like just kind of like takes her off the shoulder, like gently puts her on the ground, and like steps back to like give her room.
So everyone watches as in front of them, the bird stretches its wings, but then slowly the shape around it becomes golden, almost like golden dust, and explodes into a humanoid shape. But then you watch also, everyone give me a perception check, please.
That's a 20, is what that is.
Also in that 20.
10.
15?
Tia and Arger, you're both really focused on like the bird slowly becoming a humanoid shape. But while that's happening, both Shift and Sapala realize that slowly Hank is becoming less solid, for lack of a better word. It looks like he starts to become flaky, as if his form becomes ashen. And not stable or solid. And as this gold dust turns into a humanoid figure, she has very pale skin, white hair with like feathers kind of embroidered into it. She's wearing like a gold and white sort of bodice and armor setup. She has very bright eyes that are flat without pupils. And she's in her hair, she's wearing, it's a hairpiece that looks like it's made out of sticks into a triangle. And on each angle, there's a flower that's a different color. So there's one that's orange, one that's yellow, and one that's red. And she is kind of like lean and tall. And she kind of makes like a gasping sound as she stretches herself into her full shape. But again, like she looks like she's not stable. Her fingers and hands look like they're made out of gold dust that's kind of rippling. And she says, "It was my fault, so I should tell the story. I am Aerei." And that's where we're going to end tonight's session.
Thank you for tuning in to Standard Aerei. Help our show grow by leaving us a review on your podcast player of choice and sharing us with your friends, players, and DMs. Also, please make sure to follow us on social media or on our Discord server for our next adventure. Links are in this episode's description.